Welcome to a celebratory episode of The Careful Boys, where we get to talk about Bart's bodybuilding competition.
Double gold.
You did it.
Double swords. Double swords.
Even though he didn't bring the swords.
I don't know. You asked me yesterday if I brought the swords. Why the fuck would I bring the swords?
Why wouldn't you bring the swords?
You always bring it around?
If I won swords, I would travel everywhere with it. If TSA allowed me.
Bart, you're wrong.
TSA lets you take guns.
Bro, but not on you though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He's got not one, but two.
And they're heavy.
And Bart's traveling the world like this.
So sick.
Samurai.
That would be so cool.
I need wears a shirt that says, ask me about my swords.
Yeah.
Or try the cross one on your back like Leonardo.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you're like Leonardo.
Look at that, man. Look, keep going, you're almost there.
Back though.
Almost there.
Yeah, I can.
You can't get it out.
I can't get my swords. Yeah, you can. Dude.
Bart, like that?
Look at that shit. Look at that shit, dude. Fucking Leo.
So sick. Dude, editor, can you slow-mo that real quick? Because that looks, I bet it looks sick.
Also undeleted if you can.
Remember when you first got a camera when you were like 13 with your friends and you think that you look cool as fuck like that?
Dude, I did that with Game Boy camera.
You had that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
It was rad. But man, what a way to sell a workout program. You win the fucking bodybuilding competition at the end, baby. That's insane.
What made you decide to actually get ripped? Because he's always been strong.
Yeah, I think like
He sacrificed his strength for looks.
And his mind.
For like 9 months.
Yeah, you became like brain
'cause he
fog
loves
master,
food.
didn't you?
brain fog master. Yeah, I did have brain fog. I think it was just one of those things where like I don't know, when you get older, some shit. Like I remember like in the last 5 years, I've been like kind of thinking about some of the things I feel like I could have done better or things that I regret or whatever. And I'm like, when I got into fitness, I always told myself I would never do a bodybuilding show. Like people would ask me, and I would never do a bodybuilding show just because I don't feel like I have the discipline for the diet or whatever. And then I started like thinking about like, why do I always say that? Like, why do I say that? Like, do I just like hide behind that I'm the funny guy in fitness or whatever? Like, do I have these crutches which makes me not really want to do something that's like really hard? And then so last year, I actually like wrote down a bunch of things that I think I should just do. And then that was one of them. I was like, I think I should just get under 10% body fat like once in my life.
What do you think was the limiting belief that kept you thinking that you don't want to do bodybuilding or whatever?
I think milkshakes.
So you're like a food, like your love for food. You don't want to give up that.
On the inside, I'm David. I love fucking food, but 2 times his appetite. Like I can eat David to the ground.
Yeah, you can eat more than David.
So I can eat David to the. So like I love food as much as him, but I can also eat 2-3 times more than he can. So I think. So in my mind, it's always been like, oh, it's not in my DNA or.
Oh, I see.
That's
Yeah,
not me, right? And then, but then I was like, but I'm in control of who me is or
I
whatever.
do like when you said you wanted to enter your 40s in the best shape of your life. That was dope.
Yeah, and then so I think after deciding that, then I started like thinking about what are all the positive things that can come out of it, and that was one of them. So it's almost like I just chose a theme that I always said I can never do, just choose to do it, and then now the kind of like the reverse engineered reasons why I should do it came after. Rather than I think trying to figure out the why and then choose, it was just like just do it and then the why will come after.
Yeah.
Did you know that you were gonna win fucking swords? Because I think if more competitions had swords as the trophy, do more competitions.
I had no idea.
And what did the sword have anything to do with the bodybuilding?
So that's what I found out. In bodybuilding, I don't know why it is, but it is cultural across all tradition.
They all give you swords?
If you win first, everyone wants the sword of the night. That's what everyone goes for. So it's like a theme. Yeah.
How come there's no like Gold's Gym pictures of Arnold holding swords?
I don't know.
I thought a trophy.
Because he doesn't want to look like Conan.
I thought a trophy was gonna be like a regular soccer trophy, and at the top there's like a gold dude.
So second place gets a trophy, and then second, third gets trophies, but then first gets swords.
That's cool.
Which is kind of cool, I guess.
Way cooler.
You gonna mount them?
Yeah, actually, I'm actually. So I'm gonna, since I got 2 of them, I'm gonna get a plaque made, and I'll get, because I'm never gonna do it ever again. So I really want to like commemorate it, because it was like one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna do this again. I'm glad I got it out of the system, and I did something that I thought I couldn't do, but then inside I am David, so I'm gonna stick to my roots. and not do something like this ever again.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot of hard things. What made this one extremely hard?
So this one is hard for me specifically. It might be hard for other people, but so like boot camp is tough. It's 14 weeks of like hell. You only sleep like 5-6 hours a day. But when you go and eat 3 meals a day, which is by law they have to give that to you, you're entering into like a hometown buffet. So you can go and get a stack of 6 bread. You can ask for like 10 eggs or whatever. So I'm one of those people, if I have those things during my day, I can do anything. I can train, I can run 20 miles, but if I get to have 4 brownies, I get to recover and I feel good. So like the fact that like you can like bust your ass and then almost kind of fill your cup back up, it makes boot camp a little bit easier, and everyone's doing it and there's no temptation. Bodybuilding, it's a self-imposed torture. So like when I come to JK News, I see all this too. You know, like everyone's seeing this. I have to tell myself I can't touch that. I have to tell myself I don't want Vietnamese coffee. I have to tell myself I don't do this, and I have to come prepped with my own. So it's like almost like, imagine being in jail, but it's an imaginary jail that you impose upon yourself, and that's the part that makes it really, really, really hard. So that's like the hard part number 1. And the second part that makes it really hard is once you get towards the last, I would say 4 weeks of prep, your calories are between, for my body weight, was between like 1,100 and 1,300.
Oh wow, that's like 1 meal.
Yeah, so my fats were at 30, which is like the biological limit before my hair starts falling out, my nail starts cracking, before, like the last 4 weeks of prep, I had no boners in the morning whatsoever. Because your hormones are just
saving.
Yeah, it's just gone. You're literally, they call it protein sparing protein sparing fast. You're technically doing a 1-month fast, but only eating enough so that your cells don't die, your body doesn't die, and your muscles don't die, so that you can get like paper thin skin. And so like that part was pretty crazy. Like even my barber, when I came back after the show, he was like, dude, you're fucking alive again. Cause I kept hearing that from people. Like Gio, her mom, her brother, everyone's like, dude, you were so fucking dead. I was like, dude, for reals? They're like, yeah.
Dead, like your energy and your thinking and everything?
Yeah, like I was just a shell of a person, no one was there. And then even my barber was like, dude, you're fucking alive again. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, dude, the last couple times you came in, you're just sitting here, like, I didn't want to bug you because I know you're going through prep. And I was like, what the fuck? Even you can tell, and I only see you for like 30 minutes at a time. Yeah. So that's the tough part, where biologically you're starving and AKA killing yourself, but then compared to like boot camp or marathon training, where like marathon you can run 15 miles but eat whatever you want after, and the next day you feel brand new. This one is just like you go 90%, 80%, 70%, so you feel like a slow death towards the end. And then when you're down there and like you're like, oh, like the last 3 weeks, I would probably wake up 5 times every night, just from hunger. Because you know when your hormones are fucked, you can't even sleep through the night. Yeah. So I'm waking up, I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck? And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, god damn, it's fucking 3 a.m. Holy fucking shit, I'm so hungry. But then I go to the kitchen, I can't really eat anything because all my meals are under 200 calories. So I'm like, fuck, what do I do? What do I fucking do? And you're just kind of like in this type of like mindset 24 hours a day for like a whole month.
I think I'm just gonna buy swords.
Yeah.
Did you tell yourself beauty is pain?
I don't even know if I was even thinking. I was just like, this is fucking crazy.
When you got there, right, and you see the guys who came in second and third, do you look at them and go like, I know why they got second?
Honestly, you do. Really? I didn't realize that, but like, so the difference between, so my sport is actually powerlifting. And it's one of those where like, let's say you kind of had a shitty practice or whatever. Now, I mean, I'm sure even MMA is like this. Somehow, sometimes you can YOLO a win, right? Lucky punch, or that one day like you're about to go up and you're supposed to squat or deadlift, you see your kid there, you get that extra boost of energy and you're like, fuck yeah, and you have that extra superhuman 10% that kicks in. Bodybuilding, it's all in the preparation. So the day that you show up, you can't magically drop 5% body fat. There's no YOLO wins.
It's like a math test.
Yeah, it's like either you're prepped or not. And then so when we walked in, even to this backstage to get sprayed, my videographer was like, dude, I think you might win. And I was like, for real? And I started looking around, and you could just see like the condition that people came in, like who was leaner, who had more like definition, and you could just see right then and there, like generally, okay, these guys are top 3 for sure.
I'm the most jacked guy in the room. Got a room full of jacked guys.
Do you think those guys can tell also that they're not gonna win when they look at you and stuff?
If I was one of the guys that I saw, I would know I'm not winning.
Because like that one meme where the guy's like normal as fuck.
No, there's this one dude that was there. I was like, as this guy is getting sprayed, he's looking rounder and softer.
Oh.
They put the tan on to look more defined and hard, right? Because you're gonna go under these crazy stage lights and they'll just like wipe you out because it's so bright. There's one guy that was getting sprayed, and usually as you get sprayed, you just like, you get more and more definition. Right. I was like, dude, this guy is just turning into like a Hershey's chocolate bar.
When they spray you, do they go from just neck down or all the
whole thing? The whole thing. So even the back of your head, your face.
Damn. How'd you feel to be that tan? Do you like it?
It's weird. Because you get sprayed, and then you kind of just stand there, and then you have to like wear pajamas and a long sleeve shirt to go to sleep because you don't want it to rub off the next day, like on your sheets.
You do it the day before?
Yeah, you do it the day before. So that's coat number 1. Coat number 2, you go in the morning again before the show, so you can't shower, and then they spray you down, and then right before you go on stage, they do like touch-ups and stuff.
Damn. This video is called like why you should never do a bodybuilding competition.
But you know what's crazy? Like I did one, and I was like, okay, fuck that, never doing this again. This is just fucking crazy. And I talked to people. There's people that do it, and they can't wait for the next one. And I asked them, I'm like, why? Like, because I know the last 4 weeks of prep is always crazy for anybody. And the answer that I get is they go like, when there's no like crazy goal, they feel like they're just kind of moving aimlessly through life. Oh. So signing up for something, it locks everything in, and when that part gets locked in, so does their hustle, their relationship, like everything gets locked in, so they feel so much focus in their life.
And like purpose.
And purpose, so they can't wait to have that feeling again instead of just meandering around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I can see why people would do it, but I would never do it again.
Okay, next question. You're done with the competition, first thing you eat, what was it?
So during I don't know why, but I had like urges for smash burger, like a really good crispy meat with the cheese smash burger with the fluffy bread, and then peanut butter jelly sandwiches. So
that sounds bomb too.
Yeah, so I
at the same time?
No, those are just my 2 random urges.
Stacked up. Yeah.
So I yelped around the bodybuilding show, like if there was a smash burger place. I found a place that had 4 stars. It was actually pretty good.
Directly after the show?
Yeah, right after the show, we're going there. Wow. I got 1 burger, fry, and a milkshake, and I was like, see, life's about balance. I'm just gonna get 1 burger. Usually I'm a 2 burger guy, but I'm just get 1 burger. So I got 1 burger, I bit into it, I was like, God, this is fucking good. I stood up and I went to order another one.
Incredible.
So I had 2 burgers, a milkshake, fries, and then I got home and I immediately made like 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That was so good.
Did they taste better than anything ever because you've just been so deprived?
Yeah.
Like all your taste buds were like...
Yeah, because you're eating single ingredient things. It's like, this is like 20 ingredients, right? You're eating like chicken.
Yeah. With no salt, sauce, nothing?
Some days no salt because you can't have any sodium. Oh. So it's like just chicken or fucking broccoli.
Just base food.
What was the best? Was it like that moment that you ate cereal? Was it that moment you ate the smash burger?
Honestly, it was a cereal.
The cereal video was funny.
Was it the cereal before?
Yeah, so the cereal, it was because, so you get crazy depleted, your muscles will look flat, so there's a carb up day leading into the show. And then so on carb up day, my coach Jared who's coming on in like 2 weeks, he's prescribed me a thing like 800 grams of carbs, and he'll literally write out the meal plan so you don't fuck around. It'll be like 250 grams of carbs from a kid's cereal. So I was like, fuck yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I dumped literally like half the box because I was doing the calculation. I was like, how much is 250 grams of carbs from this? And it was half the box. I was like, fuck yeah. Whoa. And then just eating that, it was like flavor, nostalgia, childhood, everything like all at once. And I was like, oh.
What was a crazier feeling, that or sex your first time?
Like as a 15-year-old or like?
Your first time, Bart.
First time.
Oh, because I didn't have a boner for a month. I didn't know if you meant first times having sex.
Coming back, I see.
Coming back from like now, or a 15-year-old.
Whichever one was crazier.
Which one's crazier?
Whichever's more comparable to the bowl of cereal.
Yeah, to the bowl of cereal.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
He's like, I'm gonna say the cereal.
I might think Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
for both.
That's like
Eating it and then like feeling fucking goosebumps down my back. Like,
wow. I think I was
It's probably the sugar too.
Yeah, I think I was licking my lips watching you eat it because I never seen such like fucking happiness.
Funny,
You
dude.
were explaining your process of finding the burger joint. I could see your mouth like salivating. You're like, yeah, and then fucking.
That fool looked like he farted and came at the same time.
no, because like, yeah, when I was like about to make the cereal, I was like, I think I should record this because I haven't had a cereal in fucking hella long. You know, I haven't even had rice in like 4 months. Like white rice.
That would kill me.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I'm surprised you didn't get like a crazy insulin spike and like feel fucked up.
I think I just had an orgasm or whatever. It was.
It is like a shot of crack.
Nutted, that's all.
It came out in his nut.
And what's crazy is that day I had 800 grams of carbs, and you know, just dry carb weight will hold water. You know, like when you eat, like let's say a bowl of pho, the next day you'll weigh 2 pounds heavier because it just holds water. I was like, oh shit, I think my weight's gonna get fucked up tomorrow. I stepped on the scale and my weight didn't change. I think my body just like evaporated. Yeah, I was like,
When did you gain 40 pounds? That was like the next day?
Yeah, the next day. So I gained 20 pounds, so I weighed in at 168 for the show. The next day after the smash burgers and peanut butter jelly, and then we drove back from LA to Vegas. We stopped by Eddie's World. I had 2 whole pizzas, a bag
Two whole pizzas.
yeah, and I had a bag of yogurt covered pretzels.
Holy shit.
Well, because you know when you're just driving and eating, you just go through the bag. And then I had
After 2 whole pizzas, exactly.
and
How
then
big is a whole pizza, by the way?
this big, like a medium.
Yeah.
And then I had a chili cheese dog, and then some peanut brittle. It's like Eddie's World kind of candy. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, I wonder how heavy I am. I'm like, maybe like 5 pounds heavier. And I stood on there and I was like, what the fuck? 187.
And that was just all food.
Well, so that's when so this is why it's really dope to have a coach, so that you don't fucking panic and freak out all the time. Like I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Because my goal was, okay, I'm gonna do this show. I'm gonna stay 10% body. Like I went down to about like 7% body fat. I'll stay 10% body fat. That's what I'm gonna maintain. And then my next phase of my life, I want to get into jiu-jitsu, and I looked at the weight classes, and 180 you have to weigh in with the gi, so 175, 177 was gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna maintain this. I didn't think I was gonna balloon up to 187, so I texted him like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And he goes, oh, that's called the sodium carb rebound, and it's not that like this is your actual weight, it's just your body is so diminished that it's gonna retain everything, and it'll take about 2 weeks to correct itself. So even a week after the bodybuilding show, I had like the most insane headaches the entire week because my sodium and electrolytes were so off. So it's almost like my body has been walking through a desert for a month. And then so even if I'm drinking water, my body's not maintaining it's not holding on to the water. So I was like having the craziest headaches. He's like, oh, don't worry, that's normal. I'm like, man, motherfuckers are crazy, like doing this kind of shit.
Nice, bro.
Dude, if you ate all that, but then you also had a salad, you'd have been fine.
Yeah.
That's where I didn't have a salad.
That's why your head was hurting.
The only other time when you were talking about your weight loss in general that I was like, this is bananas, was when Joe was like, this is the first time in my life where Bart weighs less than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our friend history, it's never happened.
Yeah. He's always been bigger by a lot.
Dude, seeing you at that weight was a trip. Because it's like you still were able to keep your muscle mass, but then you're just like a smaller version. Yeah. And you're like, what the
Even
fuck?
your chair looked bigger, like a JK chair looked bigger around you.
Yeah. I'm just not used to it.
Look huge.
There's that constant progression where we would go on walks and you always take off your shirt and just like every now and then we would just always get more turned on by you, and it was really weird.
Because it's crazy, bro. Like, the light hits.
Whistle.
Especially like 2:33 when the sun's hitting just right. It's like, woo. Bart's looking good.
We're over here biting our lips, dude.
Well, congrats, buddy. That was awesome.
So the 2 swords you won, was it in 2 different weight classes or like
Yeah,
what?
so
How did that happen?
there's 2 divisions. So I signed up for like, you could do like different competitions in the same competition. So one I signed up for debut, which is you've never done a bodybuilding show before. So I did I did that division. Then I also did novice. Novice means you've done a bodybuilding show, but you've never placed. So I would say novice is almost, so like debut is almost like first time beginner.
Sorry, my logic calendar is, or meter is going off right now. So you've never done it before, but then you sign up for another one where you have done it before?
What do you mean? No, never placed.
Never placed.
Never placed.
But isn't the debut one, you've never done it before?
That one I never did before. Novice is anybody can do it if you haven't placed. So you do debut first.
We all got
So the debut counts as the novice.
Got it.
Well, so I have to pose twice. I go and I pose for debut, never done it before. And it was like me and I think like 2 other people. And then novice was more stacked, there's like 5 people. And then that's if you have never placed before. So if you've done a competition but you got 5th place or 6th place or 7th place, then you do that.
So you qualify for both.
Yeah, and then after that, the next division, like if I were to do it again, then I would have to do this one called open. And then it would be like, novice would be almost be like amateurs, and then open would be like am pro, like a very seasoned amateur to pro, and then the next goal after that would be to try to get like a pro card or whatever. That's kind of like how it ranks up.
No.
But I don't think I'm ever.
Bart's gonna get his pro card, you guys.
No, I would never. It's too crazy.
Is there any like workout program out there where the guy wins a fucking bodybuilding championship at the end? That's crazy. Are you the first one to make something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even think about it like
Because
that.
to me, that's the craziest thing. Is that I never see workout programs where somebody puts up that high of a bet and like cashes it in at the end.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't even feel
Yeah,
like
like
that.
from powerlifter to bot.
That's
Yeah,
the biggest
that's how
thing.
good the program is.
Yeah.
The program's so good.
Like who would say no to that program? The guy
Yeah,
freaking wins.
and
at
he's
the
done
end.
it all natural.
Yeah.
But then he makes a whole video where he fucking hates the experience and would never do it again.
Yeah, because I didn't even feel like the way I viewed it was just like, oh, this is a cool journey. Let's go do it.
Oh,
I don't know how people call us marketing geniuses.
That's the part that I'm seeing that I'm like, whoa, because you see all these influencers with their workout programs and it's just a bunch of like fluff.
Yeah.
But like you're actually like, all right, come with me on this and see how it goes.
I thought that's why you did the show.
Yeah.
Those guys who swim in lakes, they swim like back and forth across whole lakes. I trust those guys.